I would love to play again just to not only show what I can do, but to end on the right terms. What better place would to be than the place that I started?
Yesterday, former Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III was granted a special release to speak at Hope for Prisoners event and apologize to the Tintor family.
One that I wish I can turn back the hands of time. I would love for them to meet the real Henry Ruggs and not the one that was escaping from something. I sincerely apologize for not only being a part of that situation, but the fact that, not to take a shot at you, but the fact that my face is always in the news. My face is always in the newspaper. So they have to constantly be reminded of the situation, be reminded of me, and see those memories have to continue to rise because of all of the fame and notoriety that I have, which I never asked for. I never liked, so I would just tell them that like I said, I deeply apologize for just being a part of that, and I wish that they could meet the real Henry Ruggs and not one who was just running away from everything.
As you guys may know, back in November 2021, Henry Ruggs caused a fatal car crash while driving under the influence, killing 23-year-old Tina Tintor. Ruggs is currently incarcerated in Las Vegas with parole eligibility starting August 5th, 2026. He has been training in prison and hopes to returning to the NFL. Now, seeing this and seeing everything that's been going on, it's been a while since the whole incident went down, and we know that right now Henry Ruggs is paying his dues. But just to hear him speak, and I watched most of this live stream and even the questions that were asked and him just responding, he just seems a lot more mature, and it's really a great sign to see from him. I know that he understands the mistake and it was bigger than him. We know how big of an issue this was at the time and how much it affected the team moving forward, and knowing that Henry Ruggs, being the guy that he was, being the first pick in Las Vegas Raiders history, his career didn't really go as planned. He was starting to come into his own into his second year when everything went downhill. Now, I'm not one man to say that everybody's perfect, but I do believe that everybody deserves a second chance no matter what, to at least right the wrongs. Now, I know for the victim's family, this is a tough pill to swallow, and what Henry Ruggs did was not right. But I do hope that if Ruggs does get that second chance, that he makes the most of his opportunities and shows that he's grown since then. Now, to add on to that, one question that I know a lot of Raider fans and a lot of people might be wondering is whether or not he would be able to come back to the NFL. And if he was, would he want to come back at all? And one of the reporters asked, if you were to come back, would you want to come back to the Raiders? And this is what he had to say.
Would you want to play for the Raiders again if that would be possible?
Why would I not? Let me say this. Like I said, I've always been one that made people happy. Starting off something, I don't know if I said this earlier, but my mom said, you don't quit. Whatever you start, you finish. And going through the program at Alabama, you want to finish something strong. You always want to finish better. Going back to your question, I would love to come and, go out gracefully. I don't feel like I ended on the terms that are meaningful to me and that I value and are, adhere to my core values and principles. So I would love to play again just to show what I can do, but to end on the right terms. What better place would to be than the place that I started? Not to mention that I was the first ever pick in Las Vegas.
Now, of course, the big question is, would the Raiders even take him back? And as Raider fans, would you guys even give him a second chance to don the silver and black? That's the biggest question. And knowing the Raiders right now, and knowing the wide receiver core right now, and it wouldn't hurt. I feel like it wouldn't hurt to have Henry Ruggs out there. I would be open to giving him a second chance. I know he's not going to be available until the end of next year, and who knows how his future is going to pan out, whether he does go to football or not. I do believe that he's going to make a change and a difference in this world. I mean, I'm hoping so. But if his calling is to return to the NFL, would I mind him coming back? No, I wouldn't mind at all. I think it would be a perfect story for him to come back and just rewrite all the negativity that's been going out there since the whole incident. And even though the Raiders right now have Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, we even added 2 more wide receivers in the draft with Jack Besh and Dante Thornton. If we were to add Henry Ruggs to that mix, and if he was at least 50 to 60% of what he was when he left, I think it will be a solid pickup. Now, I'm not saying that the Raiders do need him, but it will be a full circle moment. You know, that's just me, Raider Nation. What do you guys think about this whole situation? What do you think about Henry Ruggs and, you know, him speaking for the first time since the whole incident went down? And would you guys even give him a chance to come back to the Raiders and join this wide receiver core? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, since we're talking about Henry Ruggs being the first ever, you know, Las Vegas pick in history for the Raiders, I want to talk about the second pick that we had in Las Vegas history, being Damon Arnette. Now, Damon Arnette hasn't really done much since being drafted, leaving and whatnot, but news broke today, according to Jordan Schultz, that Damon Arnette will be coming back to the NFL, saying, NFL comeback story, Texans are expected to sign former Raiders first-round cornerback Damon Arnette, per sources, who now returns to the NFL for the first time since 2022. Arnette finished playing with the UFL's Houston Roughnecks, recording 18 tackles, a sack, and a pick six. Now he stays in Houston, but with an NFL team. Like I said before, this world is full of second chances, and hey, wish nothing but the best for Damon Arnette. I know he really didn't do nothing for the silver and black, and I felt like it was a waste of a pick at the time and still do, but to see him kind of make that full circle moment, to at least come back to the NFL, who knows how long he's going to be in the NFL, but just getting another chance is huge. And the same way I would be hoping that for Henry Ruggs is the same way I'll be hoping it for Damon Arnette, and hopefully he could be successful in the league. Last thing I want to touch upon is NFL's top 100 list. And knowing how bad the Raiders were last year, I wouldn't expect a lot of Raiders to be on this list, but the Raiders at least had two names on this list, and on top of that, they were both in the top 30, starting with Max Crosby coming in at number 28. And I know what you guys may be thinking, 28, dog, he should be a top 15 player no matter what. But knowing the expectations that we do have for him and the fact that he was injured last year, I guess we can understand that. Now, this is what they had to say about that ranking. Crosby missed 5 games because of injury and had 7.5 sacks last season after getting 14.5 the year before. But he remains a force on the edge, and when he's on the field, a healthy Crosby is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He was ranked number 11 the year prior. I totally agree with that, and I totally understand. I feel like Max Crosby getting healthy was the most important thing for this team moving forward, because we weren't going to do anything last year anyway. So going into this season and seeing how he's been rehabbing and seeing the energy that he's bringing to training camp and even OTAs goes to show that he's ready to go this season. And with all the other additions, and if everybody else is healthy on the defensive line, I look forward to Max Crosby dominating yet again and being one of the top defensive ends this year. And coming at number 22 was our rookie tight end, Brock Bowers, saying Bowers led all tight ends in catches last season as a rookie with 112, showing off the ability to dominate his matchups. He might not catch as many passes this year, but I think he's going to be the best tight end in the league. And I agree with them 100%. I feel like Brock Bowers has only scratched the surface of what he can do in the NFL, and that was with bad quarterback play. Now you add Geno Smith, who is a solid to mid quarterback. You know, I think that he's going to do even better this year. I feel like his touchdown numbers is going to go up. Maybe his receiving numbers go down, but I do see another 1,000-yard receiving year, and who knows how many catches he does have. I just know that he's going to be a big part of the offense, and it's good that he's getting that recognition this early in the game. And it goes to show how dominant he's been so far. So with all that being said though, Raider Nation, if you guys do enjoy this video, if you guys do enjoy Raiders content just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also hit that notification icon button. Until the next video, this your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is, yeah.